Butter is the name of a dance we do down Johannesburg way.
Good morning, day one. Another episode of Higgs on his eggs. Today we are doing poached eggs. And although I am not a supporter of supplements, but supplements have their place, there's nothing better than the real thing. And this is a real protein heavy meal. So what I've done is I've prepared a little plate here of avocado, some cottage cheese, low-fat cottage cheese, high in protein, low in fat, and a bit of chicken, and which is also high in protein. And then obviously we have the egg as well. So the reason why I've pre-done this is just, again, to take the pressure off when you're poaching the egg and when you're working with the eggs. The eggs are delicate, and there's always time issues, and so take the pressure off by preparing this, putting it one side, poaching your egg, and away you go. So again, we have just a bit of chicken, some cottage cheese, some chives from the garden, and a little bit of avocado there. Not too much avocado for me. Anyway, right. So moving on to the poached eggs. A couple of things. As we said, we always need to get everything ready. So we've got a pot of boiling water, which is boiling way too fast for poached eggs, but anyway, it's boiling water. It's ready. We have a little ice bath ready. So as the egg comes out of the water, it goes into the ice bath to cool down and to reheat in a little bit of salted water when it's ready to eat. Alright, so a little bit of white wine vinegar, a couple of eggs, a little cup, Richard Scott cup nonetheless, a little cup, I'll show you now why, and a spoon to stir and to remove the egg. Right, excellent. So let's just do this quickly. Right, so what we're going to do is, the first thing with an egg, and especially when you're poaching an egg, the most important thing to do is to check whether the egg is fresh. If the eggs aren't fresh, okay, I can tell you now, you're going to have a problem with a poached egg. It really is not the easiest thing to do, because what you want the egg white to do is to wrap around the yolk, and you get that beautiful, almost rugby ball shape. But how do you check that? You know, you rely on the supermarkets and wherever you're buying your eggs from to be fresh. So one of the ways you can feel the weight of an egg, the average weight of an egg is about 50 to 60 grams. And you can feel the weight of an egg. These have got a lovely weight to them. But the other way that you can check it is by basically cracking the egg into a plate, and you check how much thick white to thin white there is. Okay, so if you look here very carefully, very closely, you can see this beautiful thick white, and there's a little bit of thin white on the outside. Now that thin white is those threads that you get, those fucking things that always get in the way when you're poaching an egg and makes it look ugly. So this egg is a relatively fresh egg, relatively. The yolk's standing nice and proud, it's nice and firm, and that egg yolk, that egg white should wrap quite nicely around the egg. Okay, so that's a good way to check. I can promise you now, if you don't have a fresh egg, it's going to be very, very difficult to poach. And here we go. Right, back into the cup. We don't want to waste anything. All right. So the next thing is, the reason why we put it into the cup is that it's easier. You can take it by the handle and you can lower it into the water as you want to poach it, and you can control it better. If you're cracking eggs straight into boiling water, sometimes they break, and you're dropping them in from a distance, and it's a little bit tricky. Again, it's something you can do before the time, so that when everything is ready, the process flows. It's important. Right, next thing, the water, the temperature of the water. Okay. Boy, what's going on? You're pacing. Carlos is pacing. I think the shoes are upsetting him. The slips. So, a little bit of white wine vinegar. This is a Tarragon white wine vinegar. I don't have any white wine vinegar. Mine oxidized. I haven't used it for so long. A little bit of white wine vinegar. You drop like a teaspoon into a little pot. You'll see there now. 2-3 teaspoons actually into a little pot of water. And what the acidity does, it helps coagulate that egg white. Okay, the important thing here is a lot of people serve it straight out of that onto the plate, and then it has that vinegary sort of flavor, which is not really what you want. So into the pot, poach the egg nice and soft, or however you want it, and then into the ice water, cool it down, salt in the water, a little heated salted water, and then back onto the plate for service. And a poached egg is something that you can actually do before the time. Literally poach them to really soft, take them out, keep them chilled, and then when you need it, you just pop it back into the water and serve it, and then it's quick, instant. All right, so the water. Okay, so as you can see here, we've got a pot of boiling water. Now this water is boiling way too quickly, and what happens if the water does boil too quickly is that the eggs sometimes disintegrate, and that's not what we want. So we want the water just before. These ovens are so tricky. These stove tops are so tricky. We want that water just before boiling point. I'm just going to bring that down, and you can see that the whole thing is just calming down. That's beautiful. Still ticking over, just very gently though. But that water now, so basically you can literally boil the water and bring it down to 10. Look at that. Just 1 or 2 bubbles there. 1 or 2 bubbles. Ice water ready. Okay, egg is ready. And the vinegar. Just want to pop a little bit of vinegar in there. Just a bit of that. Alright, just a splash of vinegar into the water. The water's gone too quiet. Just bring that up a little bit again. Temperature is everything when it comes to eggs. Now, what you can do just before you drop your egg, you can just create a little bit of a whirlpool. And what this does, as you drop the egg into it, okay, the egg white then almost sort of, it tumbles the egg, and the egg white surrounds the yolk a little bit better. So just tumble that. Let's see how we do this. And drop that right in the middle. Gently, gently, he says. Oh yeah, look at that. Already the perfect poached egg. Already the perfect poached egg. Okay, the only thing I've forgotten now is that you're going to have to sit and watch through this whole process. Anyway, but what you can do, what you can see here beautifully is how the egg actually, or the egg white, has surrounded that egg yolk already. So we don't move it around now. Don't try and start stirring the thing. Leave it, let it set a little bit, and then you can slowly start working it through. Basically what I'm doing is I'm just timing it now, so it's been in for about 10 seconds already, and we'll come back to that in a second. I just want to say something quickly, very while we're waiting for the egg to poach beautifully. There was a small plea yesterday from myself, Gary, and from the restaurants, and we asked to purchase the Mile 8 book for 400 Rand, and we will then donate 300 Rand of that to a fund that helps our staff. And we sold 50 books yesterday. Now 50 books doesn't sound like a lot, but that's essentially 20,000 Rand that we can give. You can feed a lot of people with 20,000 Rand, and we can look after a lot of people with 20,000 Rand. So I'm incredibly grateful, and it means a hell of a lot. So a massive thank you for that. It's troubled times. We're gonna make it through. We're South Africans. We know how to fight, but we have to respect the lockdown. I was watching Twitter this morning, and guys, if we don't respect the lockdown, we're going nowhere with this. So yeah, but again, just a thank you. Okay, back to the egg. Right, so what we can see here, it's the small things in life. Look at that. Oh, let me just break with that little piece there. Okay, so that's been in for almost 2 minutes now. And you can see that thin white, that's just that little bit of thin white that's just come off there. Actually just take that away, it's fine. Don't even need that there. But what I'm really excited about is that shape of the egg. So really soft. really soft. But look at that. The perfect egg. Okay. Just going to chill that down. And as I said, the most important thing here, okay, is the freshness of the egg and the temperature of the water. I think those are the important things. Okay, so just to finish off. So we have an extra. Oops. Just a pot of salted water. So we've refreshed it. Okay, it's cooled down. When you are ready to serve it, just a little pot of salted water that we then plate straight out and then onto the plate. Okay, so we're just reheating it. Then we're going to plate it. Look at the shape of that beauty. Absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. Right, just onto a paper towel or onto a cloth. You can just see what I'm doing there. Just onto a paper, just to take off all that excess water. And then onto the plate. And voila. I should have been a chef. Just that does look good. Right, and there you go. The perfect poached egg, bit of avocado, some cottage cheese, and some chicken, turkey, bacon, smoked salmon, whatever you want to put with it. But this is a real protein breakfast. Hey everybody, thanks for watching the video. You might wonder what we are doing on YouTube and why we got this channel. And as you see, all of this happened during lockdown. COVID-19 is where this YouTube channel started, and one of the big things for me was to during this lockdown period, and especially being in the hospitality industry and owning a restaurant, was to be able to look after my team and my staff. And basically we have taken my book Mile 8, and all the sales and all the proceeds to the book, or from the book, go to our staff fund, which is pretty special. So you can go to the Marble website and you can purchase your book there. And I think that's just really where we are with this channel as well. I think whatever money is raised from this channel, obviously we need to cover for production costs and so forth of the channel itself. But majority of the proceeds will also then go to a fund, and that fund is going to be ongoing it'll be ongoing after COVID and everything else, because I think one of the biggest things that we realize is how vulnerable ourselves and our staff become in situations like this. So thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Tune in for the next one. Cheers, guys.